No intro, no outro, straight fire. All right. So the Bible verse for today is John 3:17. For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. All right, so let's get into these trades this week. My watch list of what I'm getting into, and then also my losers. So first and foremost, let's start with the losers from last week. So CHF, JPY. As you can see, price opened up this week and hit me out on Monday. This was an honest loss. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. And then my other loser is CAD JPY. Again, price just said nope, and went up, hit me out. So what I have on my watch list this week. So Great British Pound, JPY, been in this, still in this from last week. Again, looking to get my 4.73%. I could get way more, which is down at that 8.64, but I don't really care to get that far. Just aiming for the POC. This week, so far, setting up very, very nicely. There's rejections off of previous week's point of control. So if price closes below the point of control for Wednesday, I might take me another short opportunity. And again, aiming for um, 2 weeks ago POC. So just waiting to see how price close today to see if I want to take another short position. But right now, currently holding this short that I've been in since last week. USD CAD, currently in this as well. My prefaces for that, price took out previous week's low. You know how we always trade, and then price also closed above the POC. So looking to ride it up. This can potentially get a 1 to 15, but I'm aiming for a 1 to 8. I'm starting to get used to and comfortable not catching the whole move, especially knowing what I know about, the volume profile, and knowing that price acts as, or excuse me, the POC acts as some type of magnet. So in my mind, what logically makes sense is, if the POC acts as a magnet, price is going to hit it and then decide what it wants to do, either close above it and then reprice higher, or close below it and then reprice lower. So I don't want to get caught in that waiting gap. So I'm just aiming for the POC or excuse me, unmitigated POCs. Great British Pound CHF, currently in some deep profit for this one. Again, potential 3.96%, but just aiming for the POC, which will give me a 3%, because I don't want to be caught in the gap of waiting to see if it's going to reject off of the POC, go lower, or close above the POC and go higher. So just playing it safe. A part of my risk management, it is what it is. EUR USD was on my watch list because there's an unmitigated POC, but the previous week's high and the previous week's low hasn't been cleared yet, so just still on the watch list chilling. Great British Pound USD, again, previous week's high and low haven't been hit yet, so just chilling, trying to wait to see what price wants to do. Currently some consolidation for GU, also some consolidation for EU. AUD CHF, price is headed up to that point of control, so depending on what price does in this area, it depends on, again, if I'm taking shorts or if I'm just going to wait for previous week's high to get mitigated to close below the POC before taking some more deeper shorts. So again, just the waiting game, just waiting, see how price wants to attack this area. AUD NZD, price took out previous week's high. However, I have no closures below the POC. So didn't really get into any trades for this particular pair. Again, just the waiting game. Let's see if price wants to close below this POC when the market closes today. And then if that is the case, then you already know, riding this down. CAD CHF, price just now took out previous week's high, so clear indication for me. This is good indicator, good first indicator, excuse me. Now just waiting to see if price closed below the POC, which this is a lot of buyer momentum, so I would not be surprised if price did not close below the POC. We also have some equal highs up here in this area, so won't be surprised again if price keeps pushing to liquidate these highs before turning. CAD CHF cleared previous week's highs, just waited for price to close below the POC. Once I get my indication that price closed below the POC, I'm going to enter in on some shorts. Euro CAD, price took out previous week's low. And you already know, oh, that rhymed. Price took out previous week's low. You already know, waited for price to close above the POC, entering its long. EUR CHF, again, price took out previous week's low. Waited for a closure above the POC before entering in for some long. This is really, really healthy in a case where this is looking very probable for me to get in on some long positions right here. Again, just aiming for 5 pips. That is not ideal for me. A 5 pip stop loss is not ideal for me. That's a no for me. So make it to 10 pips and then get a good 5%er. But again, got to trade what I see, not what I think. So just waiting till 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to see how price want to close. EUR, Great British Pound. This is off my watch list for me. Why? And I'm just now seeing this because price already mitigated this POC. So because price already mitigated this POC, no longer interested in this pair. So just going to go ahead and take it off my watch list. EUR, Great British Pound. Price really playing around. I want the price to touch this POC and it close below, but again, got to trade what I see, not what I think. So this can either go one or two ways. Touch the POC, close below the POC, head down, or it can take out previous week's low, close above the POC, head up. Or it can blow past the POC, close above the POC, and then continue heading up. So that's 3 different scenarios. Again, if you watch my videos, you know I like to trade if-then statements. If this happens, then this is what I expect to happen. If this happens, then this is what I expect to happen. Great British Pound, AUD, again, some consolidation, not really looking too interested. Because it's close to the previous week's low, hopefully we can get some momentum to push us down to previous week's low before closing above the POC and then heading up. But again, trading what we see, not what we think. Got to wait for price to close now, 9:30 Eastern Central Time. So got a few more hours in the market to see how it closes. Great British Pound, AUD, one indication, one indicator just hit. Previous week's low closed. Previous week's POC not mitigated. So all we're waiting now is for a closure above the POC, point of control, before we enter in long positions and aiming for this point of control right here. So again, just waiting to see how price plays out. And then last but not least, NZD CAD. So NZD, confluence number 1 that hit, previous week's low was taken. Confluence number 2 that hit, previous week's POC has not been mitigated. So again, just waiting for a closure above the point of control before entering in for long positions. So real clean, real easy, trading what I see, not what I think. So far this week's been pretty chill. So we'll see on Friday how, everything decides that it wants to play out, and then we'll move from there. So with that being said, no intro, no outro. Well, actually, let me do one more thing. So common terminologies that I use, right? So y'all can look it up and do your own research. POC, point of control, mitigate, if something has been tested or not, liquidity, money pools, right? Look it up. It's all important when it comes to trading how I trade. So y'all be easy. Have a blessed week and talk to y'all soon.